Welcome to today's Ukraine war update for April 12, 2026. The Easter ceasefire was violated by Russia more than 2,000 times. Moscow paused its large-scale Shahid barrages, but FPV drones, artillery, and assault teams continued hitting Ukrainian positions, cities, and civilians throughout the truce. The Kremlin announced no extension unless Kyiv accepts Russia's territorial demands. A 32-hour pause that held in name only. 1,070 personnel and 2,081 drones destroyed, even during a declared ceasefire. Artillery losses of 73 systems continue a sharp upward trend. Cumulative personnel losses now exceed 1,311,000. Despite the ceasefire, Russian forces struck across 4 regions. In Zaporizhzhia, drones hit Novoalexandrivka, 10 police officers and 1 civilian wounded. In Kharkiv, the town of Zelensky was struck by drones, 2 more injured. In the Kharkiv community of Sumy region, a Russian drone struck an ambulance, 3 medics wounded. 19 settlements in Sumy region were shelled more than 70 times in a single day. The scale was lower than a normal night, but the intent was the same. 120 combat clashes recorded, the lowest count in weeks, yet far from a ceasefire. Pokrovsk remains the hottest axis, 22 Russian assault attempts. Kostiantynivka recorded 21 engagements. In Mariupol, heavy FPV drone saturation continued without pause. Ukrainian commanders reported 2,299 documented ceasefire violations by Russian forces as of 7 a.m. Their units remained at full combat readiness throughout, because in this war, a ceasefire on paper is not a ceasefire on the ground. Ukraine observed the ceasefire on deep strikes. No confirmed long-range drone or missile attacks on Russian territory during the 32-hour Easter truce period. In Hungary, parliamentary elections are underway today. Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, who has blocked EU military aid, called for an immediate ceasefire on Russia's terms, and that Putin, while Ukraine burns, is seeking a 5th term. The outcome will be closely watched in Kyiv and Brussels, as one of the last fault lines inside the European alliance. Ukraine's military intelligence chief Kirill Budanov confirmed a new prisoner exchange is being prepared for the end of next week, following Friday's swap of 175 Ukrainians for 175 Russian soldiers, brokered by the UAE. Ukraine's human rights ombudsman has launched an appeal to the United Nations and International Red Cross, citing evidence of Russian soldiers shooting Ukrainian prisoners of war during the ceasefire period itself. If true, it is a war crime committed under the cover of a peace gesture. That wraps up today's update. If you found this useful, press the like button and subscribe in order to support this channel. Stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.